Not having a good day. Not having a good day at all. My car needs a new car engine. Like, something's... I mean, she's an '08, so... Kinda knew I was on borrowed time, but still. That car has an automatic car starter, like the little button push ones that I got one year for Christmas from my dad. And yeah, so I'm kind of attached to the car for that reason, because it's like one of the last gifts I got from my dad. Also, I can't afford another car, so that's something that plays into this too. That I simply can't afford another car. I don't know if any can even afford an engine. So yeah, I'm pretty fucking bummed today about that. Thinking of starting an OnlyFans, but like start naked, and then people pay me to put clothes on. Yeah. Because what else am I gonna do? Like, I'm just really fucking bummed right now. I might have a lead on the new engine, so I gotta do some phone calls tomorrow and see what I can do about that. But working on some Care Bear heads right now, purses. So that's the inside with some Care Bear fabric. And I want red for the zipper, and it's got a nice little pull on it. And that looks like blood dripping out of his severed neck, right? I think I'm gonna go with a chain. I'm really enjoying this one. This one came out so cute. This was the first one. It's not the best, but like this is the first one I did. And it's not perfectly in straight, but I got the zipper in there with the pocket. Put your keys and your wallet in there and your lipstick. It's like not very big, but I mean, it's a Care Bear. This one doesn't have the ears because I used the ears for another project. But this one has the ears, so I'm quite happy with this. And I think I'm going to go with the chain for this one. It's very rare that I make something that I really, really like and actually want to keep. And I think this might turn out to be one of those things. Anyway. Yeah, kind of disappointed. But the guy came by today to switch us from Bell to Eastlink for cable. And the dog did not bite him, which is great. She barked at him a lot. So, these things happen. She's not perfect, but I mean, she didn't get aggressive. She just stand there and barked at him forever. Well, what am I going to watch? Because I am not in the mood for much of anything. Oh my god, do I actually want to watch a movie? Anybody get any recommendations? Library. I'm at the exhibition next week and I still have 0 fucks. I don't want to do that. Sure, let's see if water's worth it. Ooh, no, I want to watch Sharks. I've made my decision. I like Sharks. I got a Shark Tracker app. It's my favorite fucking thing. I keep like, how close are they? How close are they?
Crispy squares. More family fun in every bite.
You can go on a trip with just one backpack. I packed a week's worth of supplies in here. Check it out. It's a hybrid travel bag.
It's a backpack. It's a bag where you store shit.
To observe how bull sharks react to anything new entering their space, Sarah and Mike head to a known bull hangout.
So in that video, that bull shark's behaving really aggressively, but that sort of behavior is really rare, especially when you're diving.
Yeah, these are big predators, and
Okay,
they can
that
get
is the end
aggressive,
of the
but
zipper.
Usually
So
there's a reason for it. So we're down there. I'm not expecting to see anything like that, but still, we'll stay shoulder to shoulder, keep our eyes on things.
I think if there's anything in the area, we're drifting along the edge there, they'll come up with investigators.
Duncan will film the encounter.
Whenever you jump in the water with bull sharks, you've got to have your wits about you. They're incredibly unpredictable shark that's always testing you, coming from all different angles. You pretty much have to have your head on a swivel.
yeah, see like that.
In addition to having very high testosterone, bull sharks are thought to be more dangerous to humans than great whites. Sarah and Mike need to be aware at all times of how many sharks are around and where they are. They ease into the bull shark's space. As observed, bull sharks will ram a boat and are known to attack humans. Surrounded by bull sharks, shark researchers Dr. Mike Heithaus and Sarah Casaretto gauge the shark's behavior to determine if they're in danger.
That was incredible, and the amazing thing to me is bull sharks have such a bad reputation for being aggressive, and the videos of them body slamming boats, just calm.
They were just cruising. I mean, I did not at any point feel worried.
There is some personality in there too. I mean, you
Yeah.
can see some of the individuals would come in really close, but give plenty of space, and others were just hanging out really far in the distance.
Yeah, they were enjoying the dive just as much as we were, it seemed.
It really shows that these animals are not, as a rule, super aggressive. These are not animals that you would expect to be coming in and just attacking a boat for no reason at all.
While the viral videos of shark boat encounters are intense, no one on a boat or kayak was bitten. That changed off the coast of Tasmania in Australia.
It's a really unique little area, quiet area, not too much drama happens here in Stanley. It's a historic town and there's around 700 people that live here at Stanley full time. It's always been a fishing village.
Winter in Tasmania. The water is cold and few venture in for a swim. A shark attack seems like an impossibility.
The incident at Stanley was an extremely rare occurrence. I've never seen a shark or heard of a shark doing that before.
I know that sharks have been sighted off Stanley, but I've never heard of sharks attacking a boat or people at all.
Even so, a warning of a large shark in the area was issued when John Arnott and his son Lucas, aged 10, were fishing off the coast. Without warning, A shark grabbed the boy off the boat and dragged him into the water.
Fucking hell.
Within seconds, the father dove in to save his son from the jaws of the attacker. The shark, thought to be a great white, let him go in moments. Many claimed the boy's life jacket and heroic father saved his life.
We hear of surfers being taken by great whites, but we've never heard of that happening anywhere in Australia.
The child was released from the hospital after being treated for wounds on his chest, shoulder, and head.
Probably everybody was a bit numb for a start, because it was just something that you just never hear about in Australia.
I've only ever had sort of one great white touch the boat. It's more curiosity than anything, and it's very, very unlikely that you'll be grabbed by a shark off a boat. Well, I mean, it can happen, but it's very unlikely.
It seemed a line was crossed between shark and human. Being on a boat didn't mean you were safe.
The reports of that encounter in Tasmania are like nothing I've ever heard before. A boy was dragged out of a boat while he was fishing, but we just don't know enough about what happened.
Really hard to know what was going on in the shark's head at that time. They were fishing, there was that stimuli, but it's just such a weird occurrence. I've never heard of something like that happening before with any type of shark.
Encounters between sharks and boats will only increase. Fortunately, the truth is these aren't attacks.
No way.
Just encounters with an animal in its domain.
With shark populations all over the world declining, I feel like if you're lucky enough to have a shark attack your boat, you should just lay back and enjoy the moment and look at the animal.
You are seeing one of the most well-designed predators on the planet doing its thing. And if you see anything super cool, let me know.
The results from the blood sample from the lemon shark are in. It provides a rare insight into shark and boat encounters.
When you look at the samples and you look at what these sharks are doing, they're not getting a lot of food. We're not really seeing indications that it's probably completely changing their feeding behavior. Most likely what's going on is that these sharks are in the area and hey, maybe get a little bit of free food here. Why not take a few tail beats and go over there and check it out? Of course, there's more work to do, but the initial indications are certainly that this is not having a major negative effect on the sharks.
Whoa, it's pulled it out of my hand.
Our takeaway from looking at the behavior of these sharks and all the videos is that these sharks are not really trying to attack boats, but they're responding to stimuli like bait, electrical charges, and you're not gonna need a bigger boat.
Go away. I'm gonna get some clips for this so I can switch up the strap for it.
Maui has a higher number of shark attacks than any of the other islands. The state approached the shark lab to try to figure out what was going on. Why do we see this seasonal influx? So to help me solve this mystery, I need to deploy a camera accelerometer package on a free-swimming tiger shark. It involves me putting a clamp onto the dorsal fin of the tiger shark while free-diving. Guys, we have a shark on the line!
She's on it. She's on the bait.
Oh my gosh, Paige, this is you!
Jules is trying to give us a signal. Paige is going down.
Hawaii is a really, really special place to me. It's like this little oasis in the middle of an ocean desert. Animals here will test you just as much as the ocean itself will. It requires you to be always on your game. My name is Paige Worley. I study tiger sharks at the Hawaii Institute of Marine Biology's Shark Research Lab.
So looks
I
like
grew
a
up in
company
a super
tomorrow.
small town on a lake where fishing was really my first love. I was in high school and I got to go on my first fishing charter offshore, and I saw a shark for the first time. I was so moved by it. So I moved out to Hawaii. You know, I've spent my entire adult life here pursuing shark research.
I'd love to have done that.
And it has really shaped me into the woman and the scientist that I am today.
This year at the Shark Research Lab, Paige aims to solve a mystery that began a decade ago on the island of Maui.
Unfortunately, 10 years ago, there was a rash of tragic accidents involving tiger sharks. The state approached the Shark Lab to try to figure out what was going on.
In order to get to the bottom of the attacks, Paige's PhD advisor, Carl Meyer, began to tag and track tiger sharks.
It's a big girl.
So, what do you think?
We went to Maui.
Yeah,
and
I'm
we
gonna get a
40 odd
how's
tiger
that film
sharks.
it? Thank you for the thumbs up. So yeah, I think I got the fabric. Of course, it's more Care Bears inside. I got the thing on with red, and I'm gonna go tomorrow and I'm gonna get these little hooks. I'm gonna sew them right here and here, and I'm gonna add a chain to the back. But if I add the hooks, that means if I find something like maybe a ribbon or a braided rope or something that I like a little bit more, I can switch it out at any time. So yeah, that's this bag pretty much done. And this one doesn't have ears, but this bag is pretty much done. I'm probably going to do the same with her. And she's also got the Care Bear fabric, and her zipper is pink. So yeah, they don't hold much, but they can hold like your wallet and your phone and some lipstick. Alright, now the question is, do I make another? Is it worth it? Do I work it, put my name down, flip it, and reverse it? Or do I make something else? I've got 7 days to get shit done. I have no motivation, but that is nothing new. I think I'm going to do this guy because he's kind of like right in front of me. Also, if you weren't here earlier, my car needs a new engine. So yeah, that's not something I'm happy about. I mean, like I said, she's an 08. She's not exactly young anymore. Not exactly fresh to the game. You know, past the warranty, past the expiration date, past everything. But I might have a lead on another engine, so I've got to make some phone calls tomorrow and cry. Yeah, I almost stabbed myself in the eyeball doing that. Yeah, oh yeah. Baby shark, baby shark.
And we equip them with different types of transmitters that allow us to study their movement patterns.
Yeah.
Carl went forward with
Carl! That kills people!
them to the other island.
If you're a certain age, you understand that reference.
Astonishing. Tiger sharks across Hawaii stick to their home islands most of the year. Then, during the winter, they converge on Maui.
It's not really typical behavior for these animals to come together in high numbers in one place like that.
Yes, it is. Everything does that. It's the time of the year. Like I said, I was thinking of opening up an OnlyFans, but starting my streams naked, and I just put more clothes on as people pay
15
me.
receivers were placed
You want
around
socks? Socks will be
They
$300.
collected data every
A
time
shirt?
tagged
Oh,
shark
at least
passed by,
1,000. Pants?
and one receiver
That's
stood out
definitely
from all the
1,050.
rest.
Yep.
When we recovered the receiver from Oluwalu, that's when we started to see this really interesting
think?
pattern.
During the winter, the concentration of sharks off the coast of Olovalu was off the charts.
Ooh, come here, you.
Carl began to catch and fit sharks with cameras to gather evidence.
There's the timer, there's the camera, so I want the camera
Where
on
did I put the cat?
outboard side.
Why is it so quiet here? Where's the cat?
In 2015,
Oh, right. I
captured
fed him.
video
He's
from a
happy
male
now.
tiger shark that almost solved the mystery.
There it is. Got it.
Now he shows the footage to Paige for the first time.
So here you can see the shark is actually swimming fairly sedately over an area of coral reef, and then suddenly it accelerates. You can see the reef
Yeah,
back
you
and
need
forth,
a-
back and forth, back and forth.
A thingy, don't you?
It starts banking and turning, and it's swimming in these tight spirals, as if it's trying to catch up with something that's turning away from it.
Oh, dinner.
There it is. Now there, as we know it,
The tagged male pursues a female in what Carl thinks
Oh,
is an
look.
attempt to mate.
I knew
A
it.
behavior never before observed with tiger sharks.
female, and she's rolling her eyes, indicating that she doesn't want this male to catch up with her. She outmaneuvered him and swam off.
That is so close.
We've got the movement patterns showing the animals going there. We've got evidence that the sharks are mating. But what we don't have is any actual proof, direct proof.
Paige thinks she may be able to get to the bottom of the mystery with a new camera tagging technique.
It involves me putting a clamp onto the dorsal fin of the tiger shark while freediving with the animal.
Scientists
Just sign
generally
me
agree
right the fuck
that
up.
shark behavior is disrupted for about 2 days after being caught on a line and tagged. So instead of bringing the shark to the scientist will go to the shark.
This
Come on,
deployment
you
method
fucking
is
mother.
minimally impactful and minimally invasive and will hopefully not deter them from continuing on with their normal day.
If it works, any shark on the hunt for a mate could capture footage of the event immediately.
There's no guarantee of success. If we're able to get a tiger shark during mating season, put a tag on it with one of these camera tags, then there's a chance that we'll be able to get the smoking gun evidence.
First, Paige needs to perfect her tagging technique and see if the sharks return to their natural behavior after the fact. To do this, she'll start on her home turf of Oahu, where tiger sharks are more habituated to humans than on Maui.
Interacting with sharks in the water when you're just diving with them is one thing, but trying to quote unquote do something to them changes the dynamic completely.
She needs an extra pair of hands and eyes in the water. And there's one lab mate that fits the bill.
1 shark, 2 shark, 3 shark, at once. I need Jules.
Jules Hartle has been freediving with sharks for almost a decade. She will act as Paige's safety diver.
This is really Paige's project. I'm here for the long haul, and I'm here to help her as much as I can.
Today, Paige's goal is to approach a shark from its blind spot and attempt to make contact.
I have to get kind of right on top of one of these in order to put the clamp onto its dorsal fin.
There's no knowing how it will react, but it is an essential step to prove that non-invasive tagging can work.
Okay. Need the Haku gun for this. Motherfucker. Hi, baby. You want your chair back? Alright, come here.
Before long, hungry Galapagos sharks begin to circle. One of Hawaii's most fearsome predators, they can grow to about 10 feet long and usually stay deep, hunting in groups just offshore. The food has brought a frenzy to the surface.
Galapagos sharks are extremely calculating in the water.
We're seeing Galapagos sharks kind of stack in numbers, and they're kind of starting to surround us a little bit.
These are really powerful animals that have the potential to be extremely dangerous and cause a lot of damage. We're just kind of watching their behavior, counting their numbers.
Paige hopes this exercise will help develop skills needed for her ultimate goal: to put a tag on a tiger shark by hand. But as she tries to make contact, the Galapagos shark swims off. The behavior of the group is changing. The sharks are skittish. Then Paige sees why. A massive tiger, looking for an easy meal.
This is the species that I need the most practice with, because this is the species that I'm looking to put a tag on. There is no playbook for this. I'm literally kind of writing the book with Jules.
The shark doesn't react at all. Step 1 is complete.
If Jules is with me, I know that I can safely work with these sharks.
The gathering of tiger sharks in Maui grows closer by day. The team heads out for the next step with the more habituated Oahu tigers, to prove that it's possible to tag a tiger shark while freediving. The tag Paige has is light years ahead of what her mentor Carl used in 2014.
We have a wheel here that gives me the tiger shark's speed through the water. The camera's here.
A gyroscope also records the orientation of the shark in the water, and a beacon provides its location. After a preset amount of time, the tag will fall off the shark and emit a radio signal so Paige can retrieve it.
Paige, this is the shark. Get your tag.
It's a big female.
Where is she? Going down right in the back of the
Jules provides an incentive to stick around.
The first opportunity that I see, I need to just take advantage of it.
The first approach startles the shark.
All I'm thinking is, this is it. I start kicking as hard as I can. She angles her body down just as I'm putting the tag on. And I release my hand from the tag a fraction of a second too early. And the tag pops off of her. And it just immediately starts sinking.
Cameraman!
It's a little, but getting closer.
A mistake will cost Paige valuable time. The clamp is programmed to dissolve in salt water, so the tag will stay at the bottom for 48 hours before floating to the surface.
Thus the cameraman grabs it. 30 minutes. What have I got done? Nothing.
2 days later, things get even worse. The tag should be at the surface by now, but Paige isn't picking up a signal.
I am not hearing anything. Not getting location information from a tag usually means that's it.
It's the only tag she has.
And the cameraman should have grabbed it.
The entire Moe mission could be sunk.
Oh my gosh, I blew it.
Just as the team is about to give up hope on finding the camera tag, Paige hears something.
Yes, sweetie.
I'm not like totally sure if I'm hearing something. If I am, it's really faint. This way. Turn into the wind. More starboard. Starboard.
Go on, windows open.
It's my tag! I looked that way and I couldn't believe that there was just big orange $11,000 tag sitting in the blue water. This little guy is what saved the day today. Yes! I truly cannot believe I found that. That's crazy. Half of the game is just having the tenacity to keep getting up and trying again every time you get knocked down.
The team departs from Moe in less than 3 months, and successful tag deployment is still a box unchecked. Today, while the rest of the team focuses on tagging Galapagos sharks, Paige will be on the lookout for another tiger.
Oh my god, you're freaking ripped.
Joining the team is fellow scientist and shark researcher Chloe Blandino.
Watch your toes.
And assistant Madison.
It might be too big. Yeah.
Carl, anything else?
Don't look at me. You guys call the shots.
The team hopes to deploy several acoustic transmitters on the mission.
Oopsie. Did I break your collarbone?
An acoustic transmitter is a small device that is implanted into a shark, and they can go about their whole rest of their life without any bother, and we can then trace their movements.
It's the same technology used by Carl to track tiger sharks in 2014.
Right off the bow. Easy, easy. Oh, got a shark already.
I can't say for certain that it's a female, but her body characteristic is definitely feminine.
In order to implant the transmitter, they need to do it the traditional way.
All right, fishing gear's ready.
And catch the shark.
We want to keep them interested, but not like too full. You right here, Paige, coming to you. We got 2 sharks. So let's, yeah. Okay, almost. We're here, Mama. We just want to give you a little workup. Make sure you're okay. Some extra bling. Yeah. Clear the fall. All right, shark off. Okay, keep eyes on the buoy. All right, Paige, nice and easy. Stay on.
Once the shark is on the hook, we need to be able to quickly restrain the animal in a way that keeps the animal safe.
Alright, come on, Mama. Okay, I'm gonna pull her up. Oh, another free swimmer. Uh-oh. Tiger. Oh my gosh.
While the arrival of the tiger could benefit Paige, at the moment, the concern is for the Galapagos shark on the line. The large tiger shark could make an easy meal of it.
Right here. Give it some snacks. Give it some snacks. We're gonna get this shark up so that he's not dinner. Hey, grab it, grab it, grab it. Okay, okay, okay. No worries, no worries.
We don't know its level of interest in this Galapagos shark, but we do know that we need to get this job done and release the animal.
Okay. Go, Chloe. Work your magic, Chloe. There you go. Over and under.
Rolling the shark over calms the frantic Galapagos and puts her in what's called immobility.
It's kind of like a natural sleep/comatose state for them.
Beautiful. Good job, girls.
But it makes it even easier pickings for the tiger shark.
So, everyone keep an eye on a big piece. We're looking for like an 11-footer. Look up here, guys. Tiger, 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 tiger. Now get this Galapagos.
There you go. That's gonna be a little area for
I really love tigers. Tis the season.
The tiger appears uninterested in the hooked Galapagos shark, so Jules proceeds quickly with the surgery.
Okay, knife, please. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, thank you. So it's ID number 9853. Tag is in. Needle, please. You're all right. Thank you. All right. Perfect. Tag is in. Suture's done. We're gonna put this animal over. You're gonna live a long and healthy life. Oh. Yes, baby. Go get him. Yeah. Yes, girl.
You don't look cool without a good cameraman.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep chumming, I think, and tee it up.
Now,
There we go.
Paige has another chance to tag an Oahu tiger shark before they gather in Maui.
There we go.
As soon as I jumped in while she's prepping the
Rah,
camera,
rah, 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 rah.
Paige, this is your shot. This is your shark.
I am really trying to just let the rest of the noise that's going on in my head kind of fade away. And I am on a level of focus that I have not experienced before in my life.
It's here, Paige. It's here. It's good.
It's time for you to go. Got one here.
I looked over and she's already swimming down. She's literally like at that one point right behind the shark where he can't quite see the back of his dorsal fin.
My heartbeat in that moment was so loud in my ears, it was like I couldn't hear anything else.
And seeing it go on right where it needs to be, the shark had no idea until, boom, the clamp went on. And I was just so relieved. Like, I was just like, yes! I was like, we did it! We didn't know what the shark was gonna do after the tag was put on his dorsal fin.
And then he comes back.
Here comes this tiger shark with a bright orange little package, and we were just like, ah, now we're on his camera, you know, it's so cool. Now the shark's filming us.
For Paige, this is the culmination of years of preparation.
Okay.
the sense of relief that I felt once I saw that the camera was on was huge.
I'm super proud of her.
She has worked her butt off for the last few years to make sure that this thing is deployed on a tiger shark, and she nailed it.
Paige has proven that it doesn't disturb the shark's natural behavior in the slightest.
I mean, the fact that he came back around validates the method of tagging.
It was exciting enough to see from the shark's point of view, but then I see that he actually went and swam up to another tiger shark, which is just insane. It brings the proof of concept full circle.
It takes a uniquely skilled team, trained in the right way with the right equipment. And we have that team. I have no doubt that Paige has the ability to pull this off.
I'm definitely ready for Maui.
By January, the shark migration is in full swing. Olovalu should be swarming with sharks from around Hawaii.
So this is the site that I'm really interested in looking at for a tiger shark mating aggregation. This is where I have the best chance of getting a tag on. I need to start here.
All right, what have we got?
All right, we've got some nice mahi carcasses today.
Mahi mahi.
I don't know exactly what to expect from these Maui tiger sharks.
The tiger sharks on Maui, I expect to be a little bit more wild. Mating can be very dangerous for female tiger sharks, so I expect them to be very cautious, and I kind of expect the opposite from the males. More unpredictability, jumpy. It's just going to be a completely different game than it was on Oahu.
Let us know if you need more pieces of chum.
Paige and Jules will have Kaylee, another Shark Lab researcher, to help them on Maui.
Showing one hand, notes in the other hand.
It isn't long before their captain, Corey, sees the first visitor of the day.
Pliers.
Guys!
You got a tiger shark in the water over here.
Oh no, she's up there.
It's a good omen for the mission.
Oh, there we go.
You ready?
Work. Okay. Can bend you a little bit.
The Maui tiger shark is wary of Jules.
Obviously a little shy.
Let's send the crate down deep again and then pull it up really slowly. We're really just
I'm
trying
missing
to
a foot, but
entice
that's
her to
okay.
come
We're
a
going to
little
continue
closer.
anyway.
Does anyone have eyes on her?
Not the negative.
It's nothing like the Oahu sharks.
I haven't seen the tiger shark approach our area in 5 to 10 minutes.
The drone will give Corey a better view.
I'm gonna have to cut some of these. Do not use the good scissors, bitch. 1, 2, 3.
That's enough for Paige.
1, 2, 3. I'm already missing a leaf. Feather. Think. Ooh, I
Having
these
multiple
two.
tiger sharks around the boat was really exciting, but then as soon as we get in the water, they exhibit that really, really shy behavior.
So shy.
She's definitely not people friendly. She's like, yeah, no, swim away, please, thanks.
And the tiger shark is gone.
This is catastrophic for the project. This, as it stands right now, if it doesn't change, is game over.
The next morning, it's more of the same. The tiger sharks are not giving Paige and Jules the time of day.
They're potentially looking for a mate, and then there's little us with our cooler, trying to make ourselves as attractive as possible.
Mating very well could be what's keeping the tiger sharks at a distance. But as the days go on, it becomes apparent that there may be a much bigger distraction here.
That scared me. Oh! Wow!
Each winter, humpback whales descend on Maui by the thousands.
It's like every time I turn around, there's one breaching.
They've come from the North Pacific to mate, give birth, and raise their young in the warm waters of Hawaii.
Tiger sharks are migrating to this area during midwinter. Yes, we think for mating. Or are they coming to Maui to take advantage of humpback whale season?
If there's a chance that Maui's humpback whales play a role in this tiger shark mystery, Paige needs to get to the bottom of it. She knows just the man to talk to.
Got the bell. Over the rail.
Ed Lyman has been working with Hawaiian humpbacks for 20 years, often coming to the rescue of whales tangled in fishing lines. Paige hopes he can provide some insight into how their arrival affects the tiger shark population.
Is there any kind of interactions that you see between tiger sharks and humpback whales? And if so, kind of what do those look like?
There's been times where we've had compromised animals, and it has drawn sharks. Sharks have shown up, and we've actually seen the animals basically kill the whale. And another good example, Paige, would be carcasses. It's food for them.
Tiger sharks that typically inhabit Oahu coastlines or Big Island coastlines will actually migrate to Maui during these midwinter months.
Makes some sense, based again on what we know of the whale movement patterns, their concentrations, the number of calves that are born here. That's because we know they don't all make it. I mean, some older data suggests that 1 in 5 are not going to make it.
Oh, wow. Humpback whale, blubber, muscle, visceral tissue, all of that is very, very calorie dense.
The massive influx of potential food could be a large part of why the Maui sharks are not hanging around for scraps of fish.
One thing we can do is we're getting calls on compromised animals, especially entangled whales. Some of those we know are not going to make it. We'll let your team know that there's a potential case where sharks might be looking for a meal.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Another week goes by, and Paige is running out of time. Soon, the Maui tiger sharks will begin their migration back to points all over Hawaii. And the mystery of what they do here each winter is no closer to being solved.
We are getting a shark around the boat every now and again.
Tiger at the surface.
Right here, right here, right here. But we're playing by their rules. It's like as soon as you give up is when they show up, is like the running trend of this trip. It's just like, don't stop, we're here, don't forget, we'll come around. It's like, okay, I've been out here for like 36 hours. My window is slowly closing, and maybe I can get something done, but not with the way things are right now.
As time runs out on the Maui expedition, Paige gets a call from Ed Lyman, the whale expert. There's an injured humpback a few miles away.
Oh, baby. The sharks have taken a couple bites out of it already. I'm not sure if it's still alive or if it's kind of let go.
Jesus.
It's the best lead yet.
I hate to see it.
When they arrive, the whale is clinging to life. A second humpback circles, watching helplessly as several tiger sharks line up to feast.
They're probably really fired up just from the prospect of this whale that's going to die soon.
Before long,
Fucking humans.
an 8-foot male, the smallest of the group, breaks away to check out the boat.
That's a beautiful animal. That's exactly what I'm looking for right there.
For a shark at the bottom of the pecking order, the promise of a guaranteed meal is too much to resist.
I'm gonna go get in and say hi.
Gonna have to cook these.
The shark circles Paige, dropping its pectoral fins and rolling its eyes. A clear sign her presence is viewed as a threat.
His energy levels are very elevated. He's coming in really hard, making these sharp, fast turns.
Then it goes for the boat.
He's like, you are now other things in the water that are big. I'm competing with you as well. You need to get out of this space.
Paige calls off the dive.
This is not a safe situation for me to try and do deployment. And it's really unfortunate because I don't know if I'll ever get another opportunity like this or another interaction like this with sharks on a whale.
The team is running out of hope that they will get a tag on a shark this season. Desperate to compete with the lure of humpbacks, the team upgrades their bait from mahi-mahi to ahi tuna.
Ooh.
The only thing we can do is wait and just keep chumming. Right now we've got a bait crate down at depth, and then we've got a float line with a carcass hanging off of it, so we're kind of all guns blazing right now.
Guys, there's a shark! Oh, I gotta get my suit!
She's on it. She's on the bait.
Oh my gosh! Hey, this is you! Yes!
Coming at us.
Slowly.
It appears the bait change is just what they needed.
Okay. It's a little small, but that's it.
The female checks out the bait, keeping an eye on the male. It could be he's interested in her as a possible mate. But the female overmatches him in size and confidence. She closes ranks on the food, and the male swims over.
Coming right under you.
Jules keeps the female's attention, while Paige sizes her up.
As soon as I got in the water, I could tell she was cautious, but comfortable enough to make close passes to me, which is really what I had been looking for the entire time.
I see her. She's coming back from the bow.
The 11-foot female is the most interactive shark they have encountered in Maui. The shark circles at 25 feet below the surface, interested in the bait box. It's too deep. Jules needs to lure it closer to the surface.
Paige is going down.
She needs to wait for that perfect moment.
I get a close pass from this female. It's honestly perfect. She's moving very slowly, just kind of right underneath me.
The red.
I got her on my camera.
Remember what I said about cleaning everything and having a space for this, a space for that?
Hanging back.
We're gonna mix the spaces again.
To be ready for any kind of reaction. I just get like booted, and it starts sinking.
The startled shark beats its powerful tail to get away and hits Paige hard, sending the tag flying.
It's a wild tiger shark, so they're fully capable of telling us no. Paige just ended up right in the line of fire.
The shark hit Paige with what is called the peduncle. The end of the shark's muscled body, just forward of the fleshy tail. It's like getting hit with a baseball bat.
That's a really hard hit, and it's gotta hurt. The clamp was over the dorsal fin, and the movement of the fin itself actually popped the tag off.
Jules grabs the tag just in time. But Paige is shaken.
Are you okay?
I think I need to sit for a minute.
Take a deep breath. You got it.
I don't know, dude. My arm hurts pretty bad.
I can only imagine what Paige is feeling. It definitely rattles you.
If she dives again, there's a chance she might not be able to secure the tag properly.
Jules, just give it a shot.
Paige makes the tough call for Jules to take them across the finish line.
It was literally like the last 10 minutes of daylight that we're trying to work with. And I'm like, just go. If you see an opportunity, just get after it. Jules has the tag. She's committed to the deployment at this point. I'm right there next to her.
I know that's a lot coming from her to put that responsibility in my hands, but we're a team. She's on the beat. Let's go. Let's go.
I look at Jules and she's already diving down, just taking advantage of that opportunity of having the shark distracted and right in our space.
Okay, I need to pause this. I need to go see if I can find the bar. Okay. I don't want to use this one because I really like it. But also, I don't want to go all the way upstairs for one cup.
And she goes down and she just nails it. I'm so proud of Jules for being able to pull it off. It's been so grueling and so many ups and downs of trying to get this done in this area. So to finally see a package on a tiger shark in Maui and watch it swim away, I mean, it's just so cool. Yeah, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Paige Morley and her team have made history. They successfully deployed a camera tag on a free-swimming tiger shark in Maui for the first time.
It proves that we can free dive with these tiger sharks on Maui. We can get successful deployments. We can get footage back. We can get interactions with other tiger sharks. 2 o'clock.
I see it.
It means the mystery of what's bringing the tiger sharks here is one step closer to being solved.
Got it. We deployed on a female, but we see 2 other males in the footage, kind of in that inshore habitat with her, sharing the same space.
It's a breakthrough to the mystery that can't be overlooked.
Male tiger sharks are typically found in more offshore habitats, and so it's not the usual thing to see males close into coastal habitats. It's amazing.
We can see a female being pursued by 2 males. It makes the puzzle that much more exciting.
What we've seen so far is really just the tip of the iceberg. No, the work's not done. We're really just getting started.
There's never a time that I ever doubted that she could do anything, and I think that now she is completely unstoppable.
I'm so proud of the effort that the whole team has put in, really, to accomplish this. It's not something that I could ever attempt to do by myself.
Hello.
We have a lot of hardworking people, a lot of love.
I'm watching about
We
sharks,
have a kick-ass team of women
and I
out here
made
making it happen.
this little fairy guy with some wings. And he's not dry, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'll put his dome on. So he's like trapped in there. Yeah. There we go. And I went with a charcoal gray rather than a black for the base.
Males are often presumed to be the most dominant.
And when it dries, I got some like moss. I'll put on the inside, like around his feet, because he's only got 1 foot. So I'm just gonna put enough moss so you only see the 1 foot, so it looks like the other one's hidden.
Yeah. Tap into cutting-edge research around the globe and uncover what
Gotta
it
be
takes.
careful. I'm not wearing the painting shorts. I'm just wearing the regular shorts today. But hang on. There we go.
There are many differences between male and female sharks. One fascinating factor is their behavior.
There we go.
But could differences in both sex and behavior explain why some
If you like
sharks
dead fairies, give me a thumbs up.
Now to the high alert at America's beaches.
Lifeguards spotted a shark near swimmers about 5 feet from shore.
In Mossel Bay, South Africa, Alison Towner is investigating the shark.
Alright, I'm gonna do the teacups next. So I think the clay is upstairs and it's ready now.
If there's ever a species of shark that you need to be extra cautious around, of course it's a great white shark.
Allison sets out to locate and tag a large female white shark here to reveal its movements and discover if females are more voracious than males. The largest male white sharks were over 13 feet in length. But what about females?
While both sexes can actually get really large, females have to be a lot bigger in order to reproduce. To see a mature female great white shark is an absolute spectacle. These animals get up to over 21 feet. I mean, they're weighing in at around 2 tons.
Some of the biggest documented white sharks are pregnant females.
They've got physiological demands on their body when they're pregnant.
These enormous sharks must provide nutrients to sustain as many as 17 live young in utero, each measuring up to 5 feet long.
This
Oh, you're
means
still
that
here.
they're
Good to see
hungry
you.
and that they're seeking out food at coastal zones.
An acoustic transmitter, Allison can gain
Right,
valuable
where's the
insight
teacups?
into the movement of these
Just had them
mysterious
here.
females at any time. But first, she must tag one.
Oh, I put them up here. There we go.
Mossel Bay is a really important spot for white sharks, and that's primarily because it's effectively an aggregation site for their prey. We've got a seal colony with around 4,000 picturing seals. Look at that! Predation over there. It's a shark taking a seal. The most amount of seals found in a white shark's stomach is full picturing seals, not pups, adults. We think it literally went around the island, dumping seal after seal after seal. We didn't realize they were capable of eating that much all in one sitting.
Could bouts of intense feeding like this relate to females bulking up before pupping?
Mossel Bay Port Control, Mossel Bay Port Control.
Well, we've just arrived at Seal Island. We're going to get some chum slick going into the water so that we can get a white shark to the boat, then we can get a tag in.
These sharks may have the best sense of smell of any shark species.
Female great white sharks, what I like to call the big girls, often a lot of the other white sharks around the boat will just scatter and the big girls will kind of take over the show.
These supreme predators rely on the art of ambush. In the moments before an attack, great white sharks can swim in bursts of over 20 feet per second. It isn't long before the first shark appears. It's a large female.
Here comes Pete.
She could be exactly what Allison is looking for.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jesus, how much clay did this shit make?
Allison must wait for the ideal moment to deploy the tracking device.
Absolutely unbelievable. We have a shark that's literally launched itself out of the water 3 times in a row, to the point that we can't tag this animal.
The shark will not stay in one place long enough to deploy.
Bring back again. Okay, here we go. Oh!
Tagging a shark this unpredictable is too dangerous for both Allison and the shark.
It is far too difficult, but that's science for you. You know, it's full of surprises, and white sharks all have their own personalities.
Personality in animals is a pioneering area of research, and a team of scientists are on a mission to understand the mind of the shark.
Oh yes, my car engine's gone, so I need a new car
From the
engine.
depths of the Indian Ocean, 600 miles from the nearest landmass, this is the lonely coral atoll of Fuvahmulah.
Fuvahmulah.
The fishermen here have swept fish blood and guts into the water for generations. Inadvertently, they're calling a formidable predator out for the deep. Dr. Thomas Vinot is a shark behavior expert specializing in the personality of bull sharks. Now he is
Try this one.
another equally feared species, the tiger shark.
There is nowhere else in the world where you can get this close to tigers so easily. Very shallow water, very close to the shore, just a few meters away.
Thomas hopes to use these unique conditions to assess the personalities of the local sharks.
Males will usually have a bit more energy and move around faster. They're also more skinny and a little bit more cautious. But females are usually very confident and they get a lot closer. So I know for a fact that there are shark personalities, and it's really hard to translate that knowledge into science. You have to translate it into measurements over years and years. This is the really hard part. Hey! Shark! I haven't seen one so close to the surface.
Thomas's hypothesis is that every shark has its own very specific personality. If his theory is correct, it could be a sign of intelligence, which might evolve our perception of sharks.
I think there is a big storm coming in. It's really wavy. I hope the visibility is okay. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to see the sharks where it might get a little bit dangerous.
If female personalities are different from males, could this research then shed light on the profile of a shark that attacks?
Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? Where'd I put
George
it? Where'd I
Burgess
put
is a
it?
shark attack expert
There you are.
studying human-shark conflict.
The 3 species of sharks that are dangerous to humans are white sharks, bull sharks, and tiger sharks. The big 3 probably represent about 80% of fatal attacks recorded in the International Shark Attack File. If you wanted to develop a profile of a killer shark, you'd start with size. Size, of course, is the most important thing. The shark has to be big enough to cause real damage. And generally speaking, females tend to grow to a larger size than do males.
I ordered some smaller eyes, but they won't be in until too
Female
late.
sharks be more dominant and possibly more aggressive than males? Thomas intends to find out.
This clay is so goddamn soft. Everything is fucking.
He follows the reef towards the edge. From here, the ocean floor drops away to a depth of over 16,000 feet. It's from this abyss that the sharks come.
I don't have matching tiny eyes, unfortunately. So I think this is going to be a Cyclops.
But are they males or females, which can grow up to 18 feet long? Known to have one of the broadest diets of any shark species, the tiger has a reputation as a scavenger that will eat almost anything. Claspers, the male reproductive organs, differentiate the sexes.
Okay, let's see what I can come up with for.
The males scatter. A much larger shark is around.
That's it. I don't have any pairs. These guys are like, I don't suppose way too big.
A 2-foot-long female is on the scene.
That's not the same.
She swallows the entire tuna head in one effortless bite. This female
Get greens.
is at the front of the dinner line. Thomas already sees
Alright,
similarities
where is
between his
the
work
play?
with bull sharks and the tiger sharks here. But what about identifying different personalities of both male and female sharks?
I've been very privileged to spend over 1,000 hours with bull sharks in Fiji.
Okay, got it.
And it's been a great opportunity for me to learn more about their behavior.
I found it.
You can really assess which one is dominant.
Are they good?
Which ones are a little bit less likely to go into a fight.
Dominant female bull sharks seem to behave in a similar way to tiger sharks.
This is Ninja. It's one of my favorites bull shark. Really impressive female, extremely smart, so agile, very skillful. Those big females really have a presence, something very special about them. They are by far the most dominant.
Like the large female tiger, it appears females of both species can show dominance over males. Now, to evaluate the personalities of these tiger sharks and form a database. Using a numerical scale, he'll score the tiger shark's behavior, rating their confidence from safe to potentially dangerous to humans.
I use it to write down the different behavior I see in different situations. For example, if a shark is coming to eat a fish head, it's one situation. If a shark is coming towards me, the human being, it's a different situation.
Using an ethogram, Thomas reviews the personalities of the sharks, giving them a score from 1 to 10. 1 being very shy, 10 extremely bold.
If I take the average of all the situation, then that gives me an idea of how bold, how shy the shark is overall. Then I can compare this shark to the others.
From the outset, the females are scoring higher than the males.
When you spend thousands of hours with the same sharks in the water, you really get to know them so well that you can really predict what they're going to do a few seconds before. You really develop a special relationship with them. It's amazing.
Rating behavior over extended periods of time identifies the average behavior of each shark. This can demonstrate unique individual personalities. And if sharks do have different personalities, could this be the product of their experience, their environment, or could it be their genetics?
Hey, Thomas! Eric! Nice to see you.
Thomas is joined by Professor Eric Klua and his assistant, Clementine Seguin. Eric is a marine biologist specializing in shark behavioral ecology and human-shark conflict.
I'm focusing, on better understanding shark behavior.
Eric's compelling theory could explain attacks on people.
If you accept the hypothesis that sharks have personalities, it means that every shark will be different one from each other. Most sharks will never dare attacking a human, but you may have some very few scarce, dysfunctional animals that will do it.
I hate when humans have serial killers.
Problem individuals are sharks which display a very particular
It's
type
very
of
soft
behavior.
right now, so I don't want to touch it too much because my
Attack humans
nails are getting in there.
particularly if these animals are very curious and inquisitive.
Can I just pick it up like this?
99.9% of the population
So
will
what do you
never
think?
attack a
Pick up
human.
octopus.
But then you will have one that will do it, and repeatedly.
Tonight, danger in the surf. Lifeguards on shark patrol.
Like Thomas, Eric's problem individual theory relies on demonstrating that sharks do indeed have individual personalities, meaning some might be shy, while others are bold, and that this individual behavior is consistent throughout the shark's life.
I have also to prove that the personality trait is transmitted from one generation to another one. That a young shark, which is bold, will have either a mother or the father that is also bold.
Bold, not bald.
Eric must establish the lineage of these sharks through genetic analysis using DNA sampling. If successful, he may be able to identify potential problem individuals in a population.
We are trying to use less intrusive tools to get DNA from the shark. So usually we were shooting the sharks, with a biopsy probe, but we're going to try getting DNA through the saliva of the shark.
Eric hopes that a shark will bite the tuna head, leaving behind a tooth mark, which may be swabbed for traces of the shark's DNA.
I am hoping that the shark will have to struggle to bite and cut the head, and hopefully he will lose DNA.
The team head out of Fuvahmulah Harbor to search for the sharks, and they don't have far to go.
They're excited about sharks like I was with my first
Thomas waits
sunfish.
topside, while Eric and Clementine prepare to get up close and personal.
Ready to meet tiger sharks? Yeah? Okay, let's go!
Hey Eric, can you hear me? How's it going down there?
Glitter.
How's the activity down there?
Just as things are getting busy below, the team on deck throw in the tuna.
With my fucking bare hands. Ah! Ain't many things, but I'm not that stupid. Hee. I wonder if we'll see sharks. I hope we see a basking shark. That'd be awesome. There we go.
Even underwater, traces of genetic material from the shark's mouth will remain on the rope, providing invaluable DNA for the scientists.
Yes, that piece is okay. That's very good. Amazing!
Some of these sharks are really well marked on the dorsal fin, so we can recognize them quite well.
Very impressive, very exciting to see these large animals coming from nowhere.
The females are taking over the show.
A big female came, she was bolder actually than the others. She came, she took it, but then she left a nice piece of saliva on the rock. Very good, it worked.
We have photo of all of these sharks. We have the behavior of all of these sharks, and so we will be able to link pictures and behavior with DNA, and that's really interesting because if some sharks were sharing the same behavior and the same DNA, we will know that they will be related and that's a new discovery for us.
Get better understand this potential link between behavior and genetics.
To identify a relationship between genetics and personality, Eric and Clementine must use every chance they have to collect more samples. Back at base, Thomas reviews the day's activities to further develop his understanding of the tiger shark's personalities.
Two sharks are going for the food. This one is just swimming off. He's giving up straight away. Yeah. The shark is pushing the rock, even biting him to move the rocks away to get access to the food. It's impressive behavior.
It's amazing.
I love this shark. She's so gentle, you know, only a few hours with her and you can already feel her personality. Look at all those sharks. It's really great group dynamics. You can see the smaller ones that are a little bit more away, but the big ones are dominating the central space.
Well, actually, I would feel very safe too, you know, if I was a 4-meter long shark.
True, me too. This is such a cool place. So many sharks in just
Oh,
one
there's
bag,
where the
so
glitter's
many
coming
displays
from.
of different personalities. I mean, this is great.
In Muscle Bay, Allison is still waiting for an opportunity to attack a female white shark.
To do what to her?
Keep on going.
Yep.
The team set out to try a new area away from Seal Island. Sharks are known to patrol the reef here, closer to shore.
All right, Justin, neutral.
With fewer seals around, it's possible that the sharks are less frenzied, making them easier to tag. Allison must act fast, choosing her moment.
We've got a beautiful big female great white shark that's just arrived. She came right under the boat here and surprised us. And then I'm just going to try and stick the transmitter right next to her fin.
You can pull it back.
It's actually lining up the stars. You need it to come past perfectly at the right time with the dorsal outlander. Okay, here we go.
Okay, and we're gonna go with a Cyclops.
Yes, it's in! Woo!
Allison attaches the tag to the shark's
They don't
dorsal
have another matching pair.
Huge success for the expedition.
Even though it looks a little bit
It's a little
invasive,
bit alien. That's okay.
they heal very quickly.
Flesh wounds are common in sharks, especially in females, whose skin grows up to twice as thick as the males, protecting them from bites inflicted during mating.
So active tracking is almost like you're in the mind of the shark. You actually get such a feel for what the shark's doing naturally. You're in their world.
Now, the team must track the shark's signal to try to find out where, and possibly what, she is hunting.
Very weak signal. I just thought maybe I was getting a ping from down here, and it would have made sense that she beelined inshore. We spent so much time trying to get that tag on that shark, and we just couldn't get to her soon enough to get a track.
With no time to waste, the team set out on a mission to find the tagged female shark. With an abundance of prey across the bay, this shark could be anywhere.
The white shark, which generally prefers cooler waters, tends to go after sea mammals, considering they have to come to the surface to breed. If you're a predator, the perfect time to get one of those animals is when the head's sticking out of the water. Investigative bites have been demonstrated in the white shark in particular. A quick try to grab something at the water surface to determine what it is, whether it's edible or not. It's acting like the right kind of thing, it's the right size, and I'm hungry.
Both mistaken identity and investigative bites could account for a proportion of attacks every year. But Eric has another theory.
there was the case of a tiger shark in Papua New Guinea that perpetrated up to 12 attacks on humans. Without knowing the gender of the animal, people call that animal Big Boy.
Lots of cases after an attack, the gender of the shark is not known, but I have the strong feeling that in most cases, females are responsible for
There we go.
attacks. Given the size of this shark, instead of calling him Big Boy, they should have called her Big Girl.
Alright.
In the year 2021, the International Shark Attack Power reported 73 incidents of unusual shark attacks worldwide, resulting in a very high number of deaths. But we have essentially no information at all on the sex of attacking sharks on humans. But an attack by a larger animal, which would more likely be a female, is likely to cause greater damage or greater harm.
Could these monstrous females be more confident due to their superior size, making them more likely to attack? The team hopes to collect the genetic material of such a shark. A bold 14-foot-long female takes the bait.
It is very important for us not only to get samples of DNA, but also to know who they belong to and to make the link between the personality and the genetics of the sharks.
I'm gonna make another bag. Just because I don't want to do anything else.
Eric sees the tooth fall from the large female's mouth. It holds the DNA the team is looking for.
When you're surrounded by so many sharks, it's very difficult when you're underwater to make sure you can see 360 around you. Actually, it's impossible.
It is critical for Eric and Clementine to work together, watching each other's backs as they look out for the tooth.
You should not allow a shark to come into the group because then you are in trouble. These animals, they have an amazing pressure in their jaw. It's about half a ton per square centimeters. You can imagine these teeth, the damage they can do. I prefer that not to happen to me.
Eric is determined to find the tiger shark tooth.
Why don't they just get a piece of wood, soak it in fish guts, and then have the tiger shark try to bite the wood, which would have the teeth stick in it, and then you'll get your sample!
Wow! We got them! Big females and very bold, you know?
There we go.
The shark had to struggle to get the head, and I saw one tooth falling out, and I was able to retrieve. That tooth is from the first large female that came and grabbed in order to
Fix you up right quick.
This tooth will be sent back to the lab for analysis.
Back to the lab
Is she
again.
related to the shark that bit through the rope? With Thomas's ongoing ethogram studies and Eric and Clementine's genetic approach combined, the team in Fuvaroa are gaining unique insight into the sharks here. This multidisciplinary study could potentially hold the secret to identifying what it takes to be a problem individual. Whether problem shark or not, when it comes to finding the queen of the waves, Allison's theory is simple. Size rules. She firmly believes there is a direct correlation between size and dominance.
One thing I've observed with great white sharks, if a large female comes on the scene and there are other smaller white sharks around her, they move out of the way. And it's almost like she's aware of her own presence and power as well. So certainly the females assert their dominance, and it's absolutely spectacular to see.
These supersized females are the largest predatory fish in the ocean. Could they be defending a nursery to protect their young?
Would a mother shark be more aggressive? Not that we know of. There's absolutely no mother nurturing when it comes to delivering pups as white sharks. When they drop their pups, off the pups go, fully self-sufficient. nobody has ever seen or documented great white sharks giving birth or mating anywhere on the planet. It's like the Holy Grail.
But what about pregnant sharks? Could they be more aggressive? Thomas is keen to track one down to assess its personality and find out. Suddenly, the shark ran away. Has something scared them off? A 14-foot-long tiger shark emerges from the deep, one of the largest of the expedition so far. And she's pregnant. Female tigers can carry more than 30 pups. This encounter is short-lived, and before Thomas has a chance to assess her personality, she melts into the shadows. Although bold, it seems this mother-to-be is not so voracious after all.
It's pretty well understood that pregnant females, when they're in the areas where they're birthing, are not feeding. We've seen time and time again where female sharks that are pregnant and getting ready to give birth ignore humans completely. I'm unaware of any attack that has ever occurred with a pregnant shark.
One scientific theory is that possibly they have hormones in the late term of their pregnancy that inhibit them feeding to prevent them from preying on their own young. Could it be that a large female white shark that's just given birth and is now seeking prey may be sort of less selective on what she's eating? Difficult to support, but certainly something to consider. Look, if you told me I wasn't eating for the last term of my pregnancy and I gave birth, I would be seriously angry at the end of that, and I'd certainly be looking for a meal.
Allison continues the search for the tagged shark.
She's very far away.
Fucking whore, cocksucking motherfucker. Ow. Did a lot of mowing and whippersnipping, so my allergies are absolutely off the walls. And just below the flipper, and just below the flipper there.
Change hydrophones, and we're going to see if we can get a directional track on her so that we can get positions and follow her around. We know she's within 500 meters of the boat somewhere.
Allison moves quickly to get a bearing on the shark before she loses signal again.
Yeah, she's over here. So I want to clock, but if we don't go, we're going to lose her.
It's good.
The team are just over half a mile from the shore.
Who knew that she'd be down here all this way from where we saw her? One thing I love about these female sharks is that they're just so unpredictable. One is not exactly really like the other, so they'll constantly keep you on your toes.
Yes, because that's what I want to be on my toes and dealing with predators. Stay there. Alright.
511.
Okay, I know what I want. I want to keep the head up. I don't want it to flop over when I've got the zipper in it. Like that, I want to keep it straight. So I'm going to get a,
Even with a tag,
something to support it. I know what I want.
So when it comes to attacks, finding the perpetrator is extremely difficult.
Most sharks that are biting humans are gone.
This is what I'm looking for, a big industrial zip tie. And what I'm going to do with it, I don't think I
I'm
need to
aware of
double
3
it.
different times where an individual shark could be documented or hypothesized as attacking more than once within a short period of time. That's out of
Just
thousands.
put it in around the neck. The bottom of the head. I think if I go like this.
Of one shark, which he believes is a repeat offender.
In December 2020, there was a fatal attack in San Martin. And 1 month later, there was a second attack, which was almost fatal. The two attacks happened only from each other.
This is in an area where there have been no fatal attacks in recent history. But are these two incidents linked?
We were able to prove that it was a tiger shark. And now we have ongoing genetic analysis that should allow us to prove that actually it is the same individual.
The techniques Eric is employing in the Caribbean could one day expose soon-to-be problem sharks.
Shark will bite a human being. But actually, it's not the right question. The right question will be why that shark bit a human being. What makes that shark different from the other sharks? To understand that, we have to take the different components of shark behavior. Dominance will, of course, be directly linked to the size of the shark. But personality will also play a critical role for that dominance. We want to identify the dominant animal that dare participate directly to the fish frenzy. Stay safe, okay?
To identify the dominance hierarchy in this group of sharks, the team must collect the DNA of the boldest individual at the top of the pecking order.
There.
This yellowfin tuna weighs 200 pounds and is a substantial prize to claim.
Standing down the tuna.
Okay. There we go. See how the head stays up straight now? You can't see a damn thing.
The shark that comes in to take this tuna could well
I'm gonna stitch this in place. Put a couple of stitches around so it holds its thing. And away we'll go. Oh, I never actually ever read the tag. SeaWorld. Cool. We have a year? 2014.
The team don't have to wait
Cool.
long before they have a contender.
There we go. The quality of that shot there, yeah, baby.
We got it! We got our queen! It took time, but we made it! Wow! That was amazing! At the beginning there was something like 10 sharks. Among them, there was 2 large females. Then, suddenly, one very impressive, enormous large female came. Wow! I think at least 16, I would say even 17 feet, you know? Yes, it was a princess. That is the real queen. That is the big mama.
The team had found a dominant shark, but with no genetic material collected this time, there is still a lot to learn about her.
All the sharks, they move away, they let the queen come to the bait. She definitely rules the sharks.
She is enormous. She is confident. She is female. But do these factors make similar sharks more likely to become problem individuals?
They need to be bold, but that's not even enough. To feed on a human, you also need positive reinforcement through your own experience.
A bolder shark could be more likely to experiment with larger, riskier predators. If unharmed and rewarded with a meal, it is conditioned through this experience to keep trying larger prey. But if the animal does not have a positive experience and is hurt or frightened, it may think twice before trying again. Thomas believes that using this principle could mitigate against problem sharks.
When I work with bull sharks, I have this special sound I use to scare them, to do negative reinforcement. teach them this is not something I want you to do. I was using a variant of the Doppler effect. So you feel like something is going after you really fast, even though I'm not moving. It works with bull shark, but it doesn't seem to work with tigers. I've tried many occasions in Fuvahmulah, and because tiger sharks evolve to be more vision and smell, maybe they don't react to sound as much.
Whether or not conditioning sharks works as a deterrent, perhaps shark personality should be given more consideration when it comes to human-shark conflict.
I don't like the mistaken identity concept because it means that all the sharks around the world could make a mistake. All sharks potentially represent a danger. On the contrary, 99.9% of sharks will never represent a real danger for people. Only 0.01 may represent a danger, and these are the problem individuals.
If sharks do have individual heritable personalities, might this change our approach to shark attacks?
Still, the main strategy to manage human fatalities is to kill sharks blindly, without any selectivity. If we manage to prove that the hypothesis of the problem individual is true, it means we don't have a problem with sharks. We have just a problem with very few individuals.
Sharks are sentient beings, and they deserve respect as much as any other animals.
They absolutely have their own personalities, and I think that is such a fascinating trait.
It shows they also have thoughts and maybe emotions.
Do sharks have feelings? I imagine they do feel pain, but if they got the emotional complexity that we human beings tie to feelings, that's a whole different level of science, but you never know.
Can you believe it? It's her! Look at this!
She is a good kilometre and a half away from where we tagged her.
So close to shore, you can actually see a bunch of people on the beach, and this animal is just doing what it does naturally. It's patrolling the reef here. They knew what we were tracking right behind the surf pier. This goes to show coexistence is ultimately possible. In fact, it happens more than we know it.
Eric and Clementine must wait for the results of their ongoing genetic analyses, which they hope will prove that personality is inherent and support their problem individual theory.
My dream is to understand better the behavior of sharks to improve the relationships between humans and these animals. Sharks are not the man-eater that we think they are. As a new generation of marine biologists, it's up to us to protect sharks for generations to come.
Because of the millions of years of evolution, females have grown so much stronger, so much more resistant than males.
In the world of sharks, the rulers are the queen and not the king.
Their skins is thicker than the males. They grow larger than the males. They live longer than the males, and they outnumber the males. The females are 100% dominant.
Think we already knew that.
Here in Fuvahmulah, we definitely met a shark queen. I hope that she and her fellow queens will continue to rule our oceans for the many years to come.
Come on, where's that goddamn snips?
The moon and the oceans bound together for eternity. Now, the unprecedented finding could mean the moon is more than a tidal force. Is it guiding the lives of an otherworldly creature?
Chance
these amazing senses that we cannot even grasp.
A groundbreaking investigation.
Some of the most interesting questions are about what they do when no one's watching.
Using the latest technology, could connect scalloped hammerhead migration to the moon and change what we know about sharks forever.
I not have anything? Really? No. No, I got something. It's
Despite being 240,000 miles away, the glowing satellite we call the moon shapes our world.
I see it right here.
Its orbit causes the ebb and flow of the tides and influences the lives of millions of animals. Phases of the moon are linked to the mating of crabs. Lunar light guides billions of zooplankton as they migrate across the ocean. And its gravitational pull influences the behavior and spawning of fish. Yet, lunar forces have never been tied to the marine animal that rules our oceans. Sharks.
For other marine animals, the moon has been shown to be very important, but for sharks, there's no connection to the moon phase for any species.
But Dr. Pelayo Salinas de Leon of the Charles Darwin Foundation believes that the secret life and migrations of the scalloped hammerhead could be synced with the moon.
If our hypothesis is right, this will be the first ever for any shark species.
The scalloped hammerhead is one of many migratory sharks around the world. And if Pelayo is correct about what triggers their migrations, this study could unlock the mysteries of other shark species. To prove his theory, he'll tag and track pregnant hammerhead females on their reproductive migration around the tropical eastern Pacific, a nearly 2,500-mile odyssey. If their movements correlate to the phases of the moon, our scientific understanding of sharks could change forever. The investigation starts 600 miles off the coast of South America, at an archipelago born of fire. These are the Galapagos Islands, home to some of the strangest species imaginable. From blood-sucking birds to algae-loving iguanas, these islands have transformed our understanding of life on Earth. And this volcanic hotspot attracts an even more alien creature. The scalloped hammerhead, known to the world for their iconic silhouette. These majestic sharks can grow up to 14 feet long and weigh up to 350 pounds.
We are here to prove that the full moon during these months triggered these epic migrations of pregnant females from the Galapagos to nursery areas located in the coast of Central and South America.
And there's no better place to find these secretive animals than the islands of Darwin and Wolf.
Darwin Island, or Darwin Sharks, is the epicenter of the hammerhead shark universe. It is the best dive location on the planet. Like the Eiffel Tower is the symbol of the City of Love, this arch is the symbol of the City of Sharks.
Named for Charles Darwin, whose trip aboard the HMS Beagle made him famous, these volcanic hotspots are truly unique.
The moment you jump in the water, you're surrounded by sharks. And it's actually one of the few places that are left in our blue planet where you can still be in the water with hundreds of sharks.
With the full moon just a week away, and swarms of pregnant hammerheads waiting, there's no time to waste.
You all have been here before? Yes, keep in mind that We are in a very isolated place. We're in the middle of nowhere, so help is very far away. Also, let's keep an eye on the other shacks.
To collect the tracking data, Pelayo and his team employ space-age technology. Satellite tags.
So we use these darts that we get through the skin of the shark. They will lock under the skin, and then the tag will float attached to this tether to the shark. And every time that the shark gets close to the surface, this little antenna transmits its position to a network of satellites that are orbiting around Earth, and we know the whereabouts of that specific individual.
The story told by these 15 satellite tags could prove Pelayo's theory that their epic migrations are triggered by the moon. But the tags only reveal their location when hammerheads swim to the surface. Most of their lives and movements spent in the deep open ocean remain a mystery to science.
To me, some of the most interesting questions about scalloped hammerheads are questions about what they do when no one's watching.
Based in Florida, conservationist and biologist Dr. Catherine
Way too
McDonald
big, but that's okay.
is
Ooh,
one
we got
of many
colors.
scientists contributing data to the global puzzle surrounding the secret lives of scalloped hammerheads.
Dark green.
Scalloped hammerheads are large-bodied migratory hammerheads that are found all over the world in tropical and subtropical seas. Hammerheads have this really expanded head called the cephalofoil with an eye out on either end.
Woo!
If you want to identify a scalloped hammerhead, the
These
things
are
that you're
gorgeous.
looking for are the more
Screw
ornate
it. Use this
scalloping
one.
on the front of that cephalofoil. Great hammerheads really have much less sort of detailing on the front of their heads.
With eyes on either side of their bizarrely shaped head, hammerheads actually have the greatest field of view of any shark. With a near 360-degree field of vision. But for scientists, there isn't yet a clear picture of the lives of scalloped hammerheads, or other migratory sharks, when they're away from island hotspots.
Scalloped hammerheads and really all migratory sharks aren't more mysterious to us than sharks that spend a lot of their time in coastal environments, just because we have so much less experience with them. We encounter them so much less often.
Hammerheads are just one of many migratory shark species. Tiger sharks, bull sharks, and the mighty great white all traverse the world's oceans. These species are under serious threat as they navigate an open ocean full of lethal hazards.
If you want to protect a shark, one of the first questions is where? Because especially for large migratory sharks like scalloped hammerheads that often travel long distances, it's going across a lot of national jurisdictions. And we have pretty limited agreements on how to manage marine resources. And so one of the major challenges is knowing what areas we would need to protect in order to conserve shark population.
Understanding the biological superhighways sharks take and what drives their migrations gives scientists the tools to protect them.
Preliminary satellite data suggests that migrations are typically undertaken alone, or possibly in small groups, but we don't yet have either the number of data points or the resolution on their behavior to answer questions globally about what they're up to. There's so much that we have to learn and understand about sharks, and what scalloped hammerheads are up to is a wonderful mystery.
A mystery that may soon be unlocked. The scalloped hammerhead is critically endangered. If Pelayo's hypothesis is correct, learning more about their secret lives and movements could be the key to saving them, and with further study, other migratory species.
By gathering this data, by better understanding the migrations they take, hopefully we'll be able to increase the protection not only around the Galapagos, but to the entire migratory pathway.
The data he collects here could be a game changer for conservation. But to prove his theory, he'll have to get state-of-the-art satellite tags on the shy scalloped hammerhead. Easier said than done. It takes a keen eye and a steady hand to safely tag the pregnant females.
One down, working to go.
After 13 successful attachments, phase 1 of the mission is complete. But it's not only hammerheads lurking in these waters.
You're looking down, and all of a sudden, boom. This gigantic 13 feet, 1,000 pounds tiger shark.
With all tracking devices deployed, the team hits high alert as an adult tiger shark swims by.
This big tiger shark just came out of nowhere just to check us out. The moment I see a shark, I just do everything, get a glimpse of their space, of their habitat, and just share with these magnificent torpedoes.
Hammerheads may have the numbers, but there's no question of who's the boss with a tiger in town.
Darwin Island is known for its tiger shark population. We've seen tigers all over some occasions.
The tigers are drawn to the Galapagos this time of year for a specific reason: green century.
Sea turtles, they nest during a specific month. Tiger sharks know this, so they time their arrival to the Galapagos to the nesting season of the green turtles to have a bit of a feast of turtle sashimi.
It's a reminder that the full moon is only days away. If the theory is correct, the pregnant females should soon begin their journey. If Palaio can successfully track their migration and time its course by the lunar cycle, this will be the first ever evidence of shark migration sharing a connection with the moon. All he can do now is watch and wait. The nutrient-rich upstarts rising from this volcanic island provide a sanctuary for schools of hammerheads. Mature females like this one are growing up to 40 pups. To protect her young from predators, she will migrate all the way to the coast of Central America to give birth, ensuring the survival of the next generation. She repeats this reproductive migration again and again, traveling over 120,000 miles in her 30 to 40-year lifetime. The same distance as a halfway trip to the moon. If Palaio is correct, it could be the full moon's increasing, the ebb and flow of the tides, or some other cosmic force, causing the sharks to sync their migrations to the lunar cycle.
Well, would they go with the tides?
The full moon emerges.
Okay.
As if on cue, sharks take off. Palaio and the team track their movements in near real time, swimming 30 miles a day.
So now we have Big Brother giving us receiving messages saying that that 11 out of the 13 satellite tags that we deployed on the pregnant are already transmitting. So we're going to have a lot of data points that before we didn't have.
It's a successful start to the study. But the journey for these mothers has only just begun. To navigate, they rely on a supersensory organ called the ampullae of Lorenzini. This organic GPS will allow them to sense electromagnetic fields emanating from a chain of undersea volcanic mountain ranges. But the reminders of the danger sharks face, even here in protected waters.
So any shade in the ocean attracts the smaller fish, and then the smaller fish attracts the bigger fish.
This is a fish aggregating device, or FAD. Equipment used by fishermen to attract and catch fish in the open ocean. All too often, passing scalloped hammerheads end up ensnared, injured, or worse.
Overfishing and illegal fishing practices is the biggest threat to the conservation of the scallop hammerhead shark, and this is why they are critically endangered. The moment they leave Darwin, the moment they cross the boundary of the Galapagos Marine Reserve, they are completely vulnerable.
Beyond the Galapagos' 40 miles of protected waters, the open ocean is full of lethal obstacles.
There is curtains of hooks, there is fishing nets everywhere, and they have to take these migrations to mangrove through unprotected waters and survive the journey. So with our data, we hope to achieve knowledge that is necessary to tell the decision makers, you need to establish, like a fishing ban during this time of the year, or you have to protect these biological corridors so we can protect hammerheads across the entire life cycle.
With the future of the species on the line, groundbreaking studies like this are critical. If Palaio can tie the moon phases to scalloped hammerhead migrations, it could unlock the secrets of what triggers the movements of other migratory sharks and help protect the shark superhighways that are key to survival. Almost 400 miles into their journey, satellite data indicates the sharks are nearing a jewel of the tropical eastern Pacific.
All right.
And a safe haven from fishing hooks. Cocos Island.
It's like Coco is like a stepping stone between the Galapagos and the mainland. So we are a checkpoint within their epic migration.
Cocos Island has been frequented by sailors and pirates for hundreds of years. But the real treasure here lies below the surface. The fact that some of the tagged pregnant hammerheads would pass by Cocos is no surprise. Decades of protection from fishing has made Cocos the big bang when it comes to biodiversity.
Here you can literally dive the ocean of the past, but also they enter the reef cleaning stations.
Cleaning stations are a gift to expecting mothers making a pit stop here in the protected waters of Cocos. Tiny reef fish swarm to service the shark by removing dead skin and parasites.
It is this very symbiotic experience where fish get food that they otherwise wouldn't have access to, and larger animals and fish get cleanings that help make their lives better. Everybody's happy about it.
Hammerheads flourish in this sanctuary, where they can feed, clean, and socialize. To mate, the most sexually dominant males and females pair off.
But this behavior is typically unseen until now.
This video was actually filmed here at Cocos Island by a very lucky dive master.
In 2009, a diver with Undersea Hunter captured incredible behavior. This is the only known recording of scalloped hammerheads mating, and the first time it has been seen by a global audience.
Ooh la la.
So the first part of the video shows both sharks in the middle of the water column. They're starting to do their thing. Then the dive master obviously realizes what is going on and about the significance of this encounter. At that point, the male has already grabbed the pectoral fin of the female with his mouth.
Without hands, shark teeth are one of the few ways sharks can hang on.
And when this happened, they literally crashed into the seafloor as the male was copulating with the female.
Ooh la la.
Sharks need water passing over their gills constantly to breathe.
They have to breathe, right? They have to start swimming, otherwise they will suffocate.
As they freefall, oxygen-rich water is forced through their gills. It's thought that mating typically takes place in the deep waters of the open ocean. So there's more time to finish the act before crashing into the sea floor. In the shallower waters of Cocos, these sharks could have drowned, but risked it all to conceive the next generation of the species.
Mating, gestation, birth. When you're asking how to protect a species, one of the biggest things you can do is figure out how to protect those key events.
The sheer amount of hungry sharks in Cocos means it's a dangerous place to give birth. It is almost a month, or full lunar cycle, since their journey began, and the pregnant females are finally arriving at their ultimate destination, the shark nurseries of Central America.
Shark nurseries are typically places where little sharks can find enough food to grow faster, or places where little sharks have a reduced risk of predation. Ideally both.
Witnessing a shark birth is even more rare than mating, but tracking data suggests hammerheads are drawn to give birth in complex mangrove systems, where rivers meet the sea.
Mangroves are desirable both because there tends to be a lot of life around them, so there's hopefully abundant prey for juveniles, and also mangroves provide structure that juveniles can shelter in from risk of predation.
Elena Zanella leads Mission Tiburon, an organization dedicated to protecting vital shark nurseries.
We are in Golfo Dulce, located in the South Pacific of Costa Rica in Central America. Here we discovered an important nursery ground for the scalloped hammerhead shark.
Scalloped hammerheads give birth to as many as 40 pups. The mothers will soon head back out into the open ocean, leaving the babies to fend for themselves.
They are so fragile, so vulnerable, and so cute, actually.
What starts as movements through the mangroves will eventually become the same open ocean migrations their mothers endure. But hidden in the mangroves, the early lives of shy baby hammerheads remains largely unseen.
53 centimeters total age.
It took almost 10 years of tagging and data collection to identify and establish Central America's first juvenile shark sanctuary here.
Fairly well weight is newborn. We needed to focus our efforts also in the coast.
It's a female.
If I live stream tomorrow night, you're gonna have some extra company on, because George is gonna be here because he's got to go for his dentist appointment on Thursday
To
morning.
save the hammerhead and other migratory sharks, scientists turn to innovative new technologies in the hopes of supercharging the process of identifying nurseries. What we know about early hammerhead life is murky at best.
All the time people ask us to dive with the hammerheads in the Golfo Dulce to try to have a visual estimation about their movements. But it's very difficult.
Now, high-powered sonar equipment is poised to give Elena and her team a unique view of what happens beneath the surface here in Golfo Dulce.
This technology is very innovative for us. It's the first time that we use. The sonar is a better tool for us to find the hammerheads in the water.
If perfected, sonar equipment could help in identifying critical environments, tracking and predicting movements, and documenting new behavior.
For me, the dream is to see the group of the newborns hunting around the drones. I think it could be the first time, so it's very exciting for us.
But the first step is to test if identifying hammerheads by sonar is even possible.
More fish.
The mangroves allow baby hammerheads to hide from both larger predators and scientists.
I wasn't very good with the
Hey, baby.
games.
I'm excited about this one. Should I put some Goofy in the back? What do you think?
Even with this amazing tool,
I don't think so. It's gonna have enough poof when people put stuff in it.
hammerhead shark.
Hi, love. Oh, my love. Such a big lovey boy.
Yes, sir.
He is very fast. Yes, it's a smart. I think this is one.
Yeah.
Finally, there's no doubt about it. A baby hammerhead caught on sonar.
Such a
Because of
baby.
the
Ah,
movement,
such a
you
big
can see the
baby.
tail, and also with the hammerhead in
Are
some
you a big
cases,
baby? Yes,
we
you
can
are.
see the shape
Alright,
of the
hang on a minute.
hammerhead, so it's very particular.
Kitty
It's the
time.
hammerhead shark. It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's a first
It's
glimpse,
baby
but
time.
it could be a game changer. If scientists can find sharks, they can tag them. And if they can tag them, they can track them. Sonar could eventually be vital to finding and protecting shark habitats around the world.
Oh, you're such a sucky. You're gonna be angry tomorrow, I
It's a
think.
great start for us. And this important
Thumbs
to
up if you think he's a
identify
handsome
critical
boy.
essential habitat for the species and try to protect this habitat.
Oh, Jesus. Whew, you stink. You just went to the potty.
In a few short years,
I need you to go
these
to your
baby
chair now.
hammerheads will leave the safety of the nursery
All right,
and
boy.
follow their parents' path into the open ocean. While they fight to survive, their mothers are already on the return leg of their migratory journey. At Cocos, Pelayo is still tracking his tagged sharks to see how their return may coincide with the lunar calendar. Data showing their journey only comes in every few days, when the sharks are near the surface. With so much of their secret lives spent along the deep undersea mountain ranges, their behavior and movements remain a mystery. Could they be affected by the moon's pull, even in the dark depths of the tropical eastern Pacific? There's only one way to get the full picture of what they're really up to down there.
We are going down to the deep world of the hammerheads. Our hope today is to try to get a sneak peek of the life of these amazing creatures when they go deep.
Getting there.
Boldly going where few have gone before.
This is one of the most exciting parts of the dive.
He's hoping to witness unique behavior far from the light of the sun or moon.
And at 45 meters deep, we cross the thermocline. This is the mix of warmer surface waters and colder, deeper waters.
Top C, come check, how copy? Copy. All stats are good, we're going down.
Hammerheads have been recorded at depths of over 2,000 feet.
It gets even darker and darker until we reach a point where you can hardly see the surface line. And everything is pitch black. That's when it gets exciting, right? And for us humans, it's the most harsh environment that you can experience on Earth.
Hammerhead secrets are hidden in these extreme conditions. The dive would be far too dangerous for humans without incredible equipment like this submersible.
So you can make a comparison like landing on the surface of the moon. The big difference here is, where we're trying to search for the most basic form of life in the moon or in Mars. Here, this wall is packed with life. So for me, this is 10 times better than going to the moon.
While this dark world is teeming with life, hammerheads are hard to find.
Maybe we'll just sit down somewhere, see what happens.
Ooh la la! Ooh la.
It's a long way from the moon above, but lunar influence is intrinsically linked to life in the oceans, even in the pitch black.
Oof, I don't see anything. Yeah.
Try to change the spot.
Yeah.
Maybe see what happens.
In fact, changes in light could hold the key to how the moon impacts sea life.
During the full and new moon, the tides are stronger, and obviously the intensity of the light changes as the moon cycle goes on. The light intensity during the day and night also changes with the moon. Right? So it is not strange to think that it can act as a timing mechanism or as a trigger for many animals to undertake migrations or do specific behaviors.
Whether scared off by the submersible or just being typically shy, hammerheads are nowhere to be seen.
Do we have a clear surface to start our final ascent? Copy that, we are 3.2 meters, all stars are good.
It's going to take big ideas and new technology for a chance at an unprecedented look into the mysterious lives of hammerheads in the dark open ocean. A 15,000-pound submarine doesn't offer the stealth it takes to observe the deep-sea secret lives of the scalloped hammerhead. So Palaio devises a brand new and more subtle tool to follow them into the depths.
This is our prototype tow camera. It is a new design that we just developed. It has a high-definition camera. It also packs one of these depth and temperature sensors, so we know how deep and in what water temperature the animal moves in.
He hopes this new tech will allow him to witness unseen behaviors and gather new data that may inform his moon hypothesis. The plan is to attach this custom camera to the dorsal fin of a scalloped hammerhead.
It might not look very sophisticated, but it's an amazing piece of equipment.
One key behavior Pelayo hopes to witness is how hammerheads hunt. Could predation be affected by the lunar cycle too?
Hammerheads have specialized adaptations that make them incredible hunters, especially of bottom-dwelling animals like rays. One piece of the benefit of that elongated cephalofoil is increased maneuverability. So they have an incredible turning radius. They can really turn on a dime. And they're using those ampullae within that cephalofoil both to detect signals from prey that are buried in the sand that intend to be hidden. And we know that they'll in fact use that hammer to pin down rays and take bites out of their wings. But there's a lot that we don't know about their foraging once they move into deeper offshore environments.
Tagging data suggests the vast majority of hunts take place at night and at great depths. Challenging conditions for both scientists and equipment.
So there is a number of uncertainties there, but we are confident.
If the tow camera works, it could provide new insights into the secret deep-sea world of the scalloped hammerhead. Once the camera is deployed, galvanic release timers will automatically detach it after 2 hours underwater.
This animal is going to go anywhere. So you can just shut off, and then the moment the tag releases from the animal, it's going to float to the surface. This little antenna is going to transmit a
Let's see where we're at now.
And then we need to go there with the antenna.
Like, I know it's childish, but it also just makes me happy.
Of the big blue ocean.
So why can't I just make what makes me happy? Oh yeah. There's the inside.
Success.
I just need to put some...
Pelayo and his team have 2 hours until the timers release the tow camera.
Alright, so that one's
The
done.
race is on to retrieve the device before an unforgiving current sweeps
Two
it
more
away.
will get it out of my system.
Are you getting signal from anywhere? I think that way.
If the scientists can't pick up a signal, they will not only lose a brand new piece of technology, but a rare opportunity. The clock is ticking as the search for the tow camera continues into the night.
Estamos muy cerca. Nelson, there.
Tow camera footage.
I'm feeling pretty down, so I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you guys for hanging around. And you all sleep well. See you probably tomorrow, because what else would I do with my life? Go hang out with friends? Socialize?